I think we live in a period where people feel uncertain, sometimes feel threatened. Social media is being used also to propagate, well, false news. I mean, I think it's become a very common expression, but to propagate ideas of conspiracies or that others are dangerous. And we have more and more of this intolerance that is propagated through social media. And quite frankly, governments don't know how to respond. Various media, social media platforms have certain measures in place. I don't think they have enough, frankly, because we are experiencing a huge increase of hate speech that is being propagated, impacting on millions, extremely quickly. So the whole environment around many parts of the world, people feel, I think, insecure, uncertain, fearful, in fact, for different reasons, threatened perhaps because of the economic situation, whatnot. And unfortunately, those are the ingredients that create unstable situations where people look for scapegoats. And history shows us that the scapegoats too often, too easily, are minorities that are blamed for various problems. And this is what we're going through again, I'm afraid.
You mentioned stereotypes, group hostility, xenophobia as parts of the root causes. If that is one of the causes of these problems of hate speech and incitement to hatred, then what would be the role of education in preventing and even combating it?
Oh, I think it's an extremely important role. Education that is inclusive, that promotes not only a tolerance, and tolerance is good, but you have to go beyond tolerance. You have to have acceptance and inclusion, and actually celebrating diversity and accepting it. And this, I think we need more in terms of education. We need education, it's also human rights education, so people understand that even when we talk about international human rights, we are talking about a kind of moral code. My background is a legal background, and of course I look at human rights from a legal point of view, but there is also some fundamental humanist values there. There's a code of morality, which I think also has to be taught to everyone. And I think there are campaigns to try to make human rights education part of the national curriculum for all schools, secondary, but also even primary level. And I think this is fundamental because we have to address what in some of my reports I've described as the poisoning of the minds, which is occurring right now. Because this intolerance, this xenophobia, is a poison which is actually spreading. And I don't think we're doing enough. I don't think when I say we, I mean governments, national governments. The social media platforms are not doing enough also because they have a role to play also to prevent this corruption actually that is impacting on society.
When we think about education, I assume that also it's not only teaching about human rights and human values, but also teaching about the different traditions, religions, diversity. Yeah. Can you reflect a little bit upon the challenges of teaching about diversity?
Okay, so in terms of it actually teaching, for example, diversity, I think it is possible. It is possible because you can develop curricula that is actually careful, comprehensive, and sensitive also at the same time. And every religion, every culture has beauty in it. And I think we just need to focus a bit more on what we have in common, our common humanity actually, and to incorporate that in national curricula so we can actually share and celebrate. I think the word celebrating our diversity is a good way at looking at it. So there is no need, and I think it's an exaggerated danger to feel, well, if we talk about these different religious groups, there are negative connotations that are going to come up. No, just develop expert curricula, well done. And there are, I think, plenty of examples around the world about this. There are some examples that can be shared. And to move ahead with that. Unfortunately, I don't think there's enough willingness to do so. But we perhaps are entering a phase where this can be, how would I say, this can be actually encouraged and also promoted by civil society and others, including the United Nations and UNESCO.
Finally, what do you think might be the impact of exploring and visiting each other's sites or each other's cultural places some way or the other, through film or physically go there, in order to combat the fear of others?
I've heard of a number of situations where individuals who even belong to hate groups, supremacist groups, they were invited to actually go into a mosque or a temple or a synagogue. And quite often I think it's ignorance that actually propels, a bit of hatred and fear. I think actually making people see and experience what really is happening in different cultures and religions is one of the keys actually to try to counter this spread of hate speech or intolerance or xenophobia. So I think it has a very important role, but an important role that also has to be supported by state actors and international organizations. There's a lot of resources that are needed to do that.